2022 was about going down on the 20th and rising on 22. Guess what my address was that I left in one day? A job on Alec Baldwin Day on 1/2/1 on October 21st. The Alec Baldwin fake staged event. I left my job. Guess what that address was? 220. 22 fused with 20. What was that again? The midpoint? 251 in both direction, 88 in both direction, 251 in both direction, 88 in both directions to the total lunars and solars. 220, 88, going down on the 20th, rising on the 22nd. It's the reverse of 88022. He's going down on the 20th. And he's going to rise on the 22nd. He is going to rise on the rabbit. And I'm going to tell you something else. You're like, well, that's not New Year's Eve. That's the eve before. That's the day before New Year's Eve. Guess when the New Year's Eve is of the Celtic New Year? New Year's Eve is the 31st, but Frank the Rabbit got shot in the right eye on the 30th in Donnie Darko. The eve of the eve. Celtic New Year, October 31st.
According to World History Encyclopedia, Samhain was a festival celebrated by the ancient Celts halfway between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice. It began at dusk around October 31st and likely lasted 3 days.
Frank the Rabbit went down on October 30th. Guess what today is? Janus Tennant. Transfer portal day last year. Let's run the portal. Let's run that portal. $375 days to the 20th. If you go backwards, it takes you to New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. So again with the New Year's Eve, look at all the different New Year's Eve connections. Hey, it's Antichrist, y'all. 500, 500. 2 days later, 377. $12.29. Well, you get 122 with a 9. What's 122? January 22. That's when Candy came and picked up her divorce papers in 2021. This is unreal. It's insane. Now, I will tell you something else. Julian calendar.
According to TechTarget, the Julian calendar was the 365-day calendar that Julius Caesar made official in 46 BC.
Julian calendar converter. Is this the one? If we put in January 20th, do you know that it goes to Groundhog Day? Today's date is January 10th. Today's Julian date is, where in the world is that? I don't know what that website is, but if you, it's 13 days apart. So if I were to key in the 20th, Oh, brother. I can't find that. I can't find that site. Let me pause, y'all. Sorry to waste your time.
Julian calendar is behind the Gregorian calendar. So, to convert from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar, add 13 days. To convert in the opposite direction, subtract 13 days. The gap between the two calendar systems will increase to 14 days in the year 2100.
It's 13 days difference. The 20th goes to Groundhog Day. So to convert the Julian calendar to a Gregorian calendar, add 13 days. So on the Julian calendar on the 20th, it'll be Groundhog Day to us. On our Gregorian calendar, to go from Gregorian to Julian, do the reverse, subtract 13 days. So on our Groundhog Day, it'll be the 20th. So that's pretty, you know, again, with this Groundhog Day thing. Right? I keyed in January 20th and hit calculate, and it took me up to February 2nd, 2023 in the Gregorian calendar. So on the Julian calendar, if we go to the Julian and hit Groundhog Day, and convert, takes you to February 15th, which is the day after. You know, and again, if nothing does happen and I'm wrong about all this, you have to start taking a hard look at the Super Bowl. But this stuff's all connected, at the very least, through these Julian calendars, Groundhog Days, Valentine's Day, and this Chinese New Year. So they've definitely given us 4 big events, 4 big ways to look at everything. August 1st, 2008 to the 121, 5286. That was the total solar eclipse where I saw the dark night. If you run it to the 20th and include both dates, since it's a solar eclipse, you do have the 5286 again. Rising on the 22nd, you have the 5288, which 52 was my marriage number to Candy, 88 was Candy's marriage number to me. I was her 88. If you go to when I sat her down and told her I wanted a divorce, don't include both dates. 5286. The 86ing of the 88 on the day of the rising. If you run it to the 20th, one, 4, 5, 1, 8, 518. I was her 5-1. She was my 518. My first marriage, 3 digits. 517, 518, 519. Remember, we've been through that. I was her. Me and her combined, I'm sorry, was 45. 14518. That's just so weird. Man, if I had to pinpoint this, like if I had to choose between Valentine's, Groundhog, which was our divorce date, anniversary, 14 years exact. I'm going to go with this 20th. John Reagan, Super Bowl MVP. Super Bowl 17, Wikipedia. That was on the 30th. It was 1727. You got your 727. There is some IPEC GOAT 727 in here. Let's keep going. Skyfall and Batman 311. Skyfall 3727 to Batman 311. I just did this with y'all. Yeah, that was on the 9th. Well, nothing happened there. So see you, Saranara. 121, 420. When you look at that midpoint of the two total solar eclipses that make an X across America, it was a total solar eclipse on that day too. It was 121, 420. In other words, 121 Antichrist, 214, the first time deadly wound is mentioned, followed by a 20. So you have 420. If you, because to say the year, we just say the last two digits. Like, what year were you born? I was born in 61. We don't say I was born in 1961. We say I was born in 61. So 12, 14, 20, 121, 214, and 420 all fused together. 420 is the abomination of desolation. That total solar eclipse that's what it was saying on the day the first pokey poke was poked. And that's because on 420, they will mingle themselves with the seed of man. They will possess the body. They will use the human body as an avatar, straight up. If you look at I want to run my stepdaughter with her 138, 88, and 86 on the 20th, 9073, 2411. That doesn't stick out to me at all. 9073. Let's times it by her. 9.073. Well, first of all, let's times it by God, since it's a single digit. Okay. Let's times it by her. You do have the 322. 76 for Adam. But the 322, remember, on Groundhog Day, 2009, there was 322 left in the year. It's a single digit, so 1 and a 0. Let's times it by God. 214. 144. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's do this prep. Purple Scarlet, 7 heads, 10 horns. You're looking at this game last night. You have the purple on the left, the scarlet on the right, purple and scarlet, 7 heads, 10 horns. And the clock was said 254, which 9/11 occurred on day 254, September 11th. I just thought it was funny. February 6th, 2226 and the rest. Okay, so this is pretty weird. My number divided by 37 is 2226. Tracy's was 424. He was born August 10th. Trust me. Jackie was 10176. And Leonard was also at the funeral. At the wedding. 2915. His number is 107885. May 11th, 1961. He divides evenly by 37, 2915. All of us together, all of us at the wedding, if you take our number divided by 37 and take that answer and times each by each other, you get the 27,996. Trump will be that age on February 6th, the day after the full moon. The reversal of the 86, you then get Candy's next marriage number. $689 sits right in the middle of it. So after the 27996, you get a 689 right in the middle of it, the reversing of the 86. That's pretty freaky. when you add in stepdaughter's number 3078, because her number 113886 also divides evenly by 37. All of us together, all 5 of us, the only 5 people I know that divide evenly by 37. You got an 86 on one side and an 88 on the other, with a 38 murder code in the middle. Actually, 388 sits in the middle of it. But you have 86 to the left, 88 to the right, but you actually have a 688, which is 68 is the reversal of 86. So you have the 86, 388, but you keep moving from left to right, you eventually get the reversal, 688. If I take that number and times it by 22, times 2023, begins with a 38, ends in an 88. Got the 251. So it's got the 251 and the 88, which is at the midpoint. You were 251 days in both directions and 88 days in both directions. To the 2 total lunars, 2 total solars, and that is in that combined number times that. And don't forget, Candy came and picked up the divorce papers on 1/22/2021 because she needed them. She did not have records. She did not have them. She lost them or something. I gave them to her because she needed to get a loan, home repair, and she needed divorce papers to prove she was single or divorced or whatever. So I started focusing on the 2/6 today before I fell into this other deal until I found Tracy's actual wedding day. And what got me into it was okay, my dad's death, 2466 from 26. My mom's death, 4659. Earl, Tracy's cousin, and Tracy's wife Jackie's father of her baby, who got killed by a 22. I think the book of Revelation is open on 22. Strawberry Letter 22 is all in the lyrics, but the name of the song is Strawberry Letter 23. I think in 2023, he goes down on the 22nd, or rises on the 22nd, excuse me. My son's wife, it would be 159 days to the 6th, February 6th. I added them all up together, or did I multiply them? I can't remember, but it came to 298, 38, and all that kind of stuff. The 4 of us divided by 37 at the wedding, 4 weddings and a funeral. URL for 4 weddings and a funeral also had the 98 in it. There's a 98 there. There's a 98 and the URL for 4 weddings and a funeral. 98th verse is the White Horse verse. The movie is 117 in length for Revelation 11:7, the beast rising. There's that Trump thing again. Throw in stepdaughter. We already ran that and already showed you that. Second wife on 2/6. See, I was still focused on 2/6, but I was already into 4 weddings and a funeral. Me times stepdaughter, the 226. I'm going to get into all that. All right, so me to the 4 weddings and a funeral release date. Remember, I had it confused, but I'm 11/8/86 to that movie. Second wife's got the 38, 7/3/8/9. Remember, her first 4 digits times this, her number times this year, first 4 digits are 11/17. 2/6 is on a Monday. I'm still focusing on that Monday, see? And then Tracy to 2/6, 11851, Jackie 11/7. There's the 11/7 again. Leonard had the 119. Me, I had the 11/8/86. Stepdaughter, negative 1519. She wasn't born yet. So I still didn't pick up on what I wanted to pick up on. All of us to the premiere dates of 120. And then I found the marriage license and found out that the wedding was 327. I said, that will be the cipher. I said, if I'm able to figure out when I was best man in a wedding of two people that divide evenly by 37, and I divide evenly by 37 as the best man, and Leonard, the only other white guy there, also divides evenly by 37. I said, that wedding is our cipher. And I took it. And I ran it to the 6th because I was still into the 6th. I first ran it to February 6th and didn't get what I wanted. I got my grandson's birthday of 9/26, 1/4/9/26. 40 years, 10 months, 10 days. I'm like, there's 10/10. Well, 4/11, or if you do both dates, you do get a 490 and an 11 there, so you really get a 4911. So I was like, wait a minute, that's close to a 911. 9/26 is close to 9/11. Let's see when that is. And don't you know I ran that thing? January 22nd. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. On the first day of Year of the Rabbit, you get 9/11. That's rising. Because 9/11 was about 7/11. September 11. Was really the 7th month. They write the dates the other way in countries. So it was 11/7, which is Revelation 11/7. It was all about the rising. And what rose out of 9/11 was One World Trade Tower. It's all about the rising of the Antichrist. He's going down on the 20th year of the tiger and rising. And that's when it dawned on me. So that was the, basically the process that took place today. If I can borrow one of the Illuminati's words, process. Tracy's wedding to the divorce date, 9809. So I started running their wedding to all kind of stuff, and I don't have time to do that today. I got to get going. I got to work tonight. But look at the 322. To my divorce date on Groundhog Day, the wedding to Groundhog Day, 3226. And don't forget, I divide evenly by 37, 2226. And this is 3226. Groundhog Day and all of that leading up to that full moon is going to be, if it doesn't happen on this Chinese New Year, New Year's Eve, then we are next going to be all over this Groundhog Day to the full moon. So if the 2nd to the 5th, and then if nothing happens, then you gotta kick it up to Valentine's Day. So you can see how they confused us with Valentine's Day, with the hearts all over iPet Goat, and New Year's Eve, Chinese New Year, all over iPet Goat. So they've thrown two tremendous ciphers at us because they knew we would be doing this. The fallen angels are the time travelers. They knew we would be doing this to confuse us. That's where we're at. It's pretty crazy. It's very crazy. But that's how it all started. Yeah, so the Super Bowl would be the ritual, and then he'd go down. Now, what I will tell you what I like about him going down on the 20th. He does go down on a Tuesday, and he rises on Thor Day. And the Dead Souls Day, Wednesday, the Dead Souls Day, the day of woe. Now, since Wednesday and Friday are married to each other, he can get hit on Tuesday, die on Wednesday, which would have him actually rising on the 23rd. So, y'all figure it out. I'm burnt out, I can tell you that. I just got done working out and I'm over caffeinated, so I'm tired now. All right. Love y'all. Any comments from the first 3 videos I did today? No, that was from 17 hours ago. And Bill Clinton didn't inhale. Monica Lewinsky didn't swallow. I don't know. Let's go ahead on and just hide the user. I don't think, at the times we're in now, ain't nobody got time for that. I just want y'all commenting that are here with me so we can just figure this out together. Love y'all.